Apparently, at this place, they don't toss the wings in sauce. After they double fry them, he paints. There's a guy in the back with a paintbrush, and he paints them with the different sauces.
I love that.
Yeah, they're glorious.
So beautiful.
They're light, buttery, crispy chicken wings.
I don't know why, but that's giving me a really positive emotional reaction. I'm really feeling that.
They're glorious.
It's beautiful. Like, what a life's work to just be the buffalo wing painter.
I would love that. I feel like that would be very fulfilling.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm ready.
Welcome to Witchcast!
'Cause it's Witchcast.
Oh my gosh! I can't believe I'm here.
Yeah. You're here.
Hi, I'm Emily.
I'm Kate.
And this is the Witchcast Podcast.
Yes, we're the hosts of the Witchcast Podcast. We're novice growing witches here to learn everything under the big witchy occult mystic umbrella.
Right, like a tree made out of witch. We're getting bigger, we're getting stronger.
Oh,
and
yeah,
you can make wishes on us.
Yeah, we're like little witch saplings. Trees. And we have a very special guest with us today. We're so excited.
Yes.
Our guest is a very good friend and a wonderful and talented filmmaker, artist, all around beautiful person, creator, and also a very just lovely soul and queer baby witch. June, welcome.
Hi. Long-time listener, first-time caller. I have always wanted to say that. I've been waiting.
Well,
You
this
killed
is
it.
the moment.
You killed it. That was so good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh my goodness.
I feel like I'm in the 90s and I'm listening to radio talk shows.
Oh yeah.
You got it. This is Frasier.
That was
baby.
beautiful. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, you're also, you are a listener, which we adore and are so grateful for, but you're also a friend, and you began your witch journey kind of close to when we did as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I started in 2018. I had, if you don't mind me going into my background.
do it.
No, that's what we want.
I think
We want to
sometimes
hear all
it's-
about it.
in New York, I feel like you have to say all your titles first before you start speaking. So I will do it as quickly as possible. I'm Chinese Japanese, 4th generation, grew up in Chicago, non-binary, queer, artist, activist, all around, just trying to figure out the world through not magic always, but communication, which I think magic is a large part of, or a large part of magic is communication with the earth, with others. My specialty seems to be with others, one-on-one. I started reading tarot. Well, I got, actually, this is a crazy, I'm going to go backtracking. 2017, actually, I started my year off by finding a therapist and getting my natal chart read in the same week.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a therapist I'm still with today, right now.
Nice.
And then in 2018, I was making a film. It unfortunately fell through. Someone felt triggered on set. We gathered as a group and canceled the shoot. And for about 2 hours, we were a group of femme-identifying people of color. Some of us were non-binary. Some of us were femme or cis woman identifying. Actually, back then we actually had white women on set too. So I think that was a pretty complicated thing. And we had to talk through communication and what does it mean to portray trauma on a film set? What does it mean to ask others to do a script versus tell their own story? We ended up scrapping the project, but the night that it got canceled, I had been planning it for months, and it was something that it just felt like it had to happen. I would feel, and this is something I've been thinking a lot about, is rushing. The human want versus the soul want. I was very human wanting this because I wanted a space to understand my trauma. And I think I saw that in a lot of the people who were working on the film set. But without letting it have its natural pace, it crashed. And I had bought this cutesy deck called the Kawaii Tarot set because I bought it because I was afraid of the death card. I was very afraid of it. And I had never pulled from it. And I was crying that night, and my friends were sleeping over, and they asked if we could read. And as soon as we started reading, I kept getting both death, which in this deck looks like a Sailor Moon scepter. And I kept getting the 7 of Pentacles upside down, which, and I'll talk about this later, I don't really read the Minor Arcana yet, but from what I understand of it, when it's reversed, Seven of Pentacles represents the fact that you put in as much as you could and you have to wait. So I waited. I saw a medium that was on this show, Emily Grote.
Yeah.
And I talked to Emily about a friend who had passed. A lot of my art comes from celebrating my friends who have passed, celebrating grieving and the cycle of grief. I processed that for a long time. And Emily saw my friend Mimi in her visions, and it was my first time ever going to a medium. I felt like I went to an auntie's house. Her cat hugged my legs while I was crying. And she kept seeing my friend, who was probably one of the best and brightest lights of my life, someone who got me back into art. She kept seeing her with butterfly wings. She kept seeing her passing a torch to me. Kate actually later on made a candle for me that had a torch on it.
Yes, that was
Because
one of
of
our
this.
first
Yes.
interactions.
That's how we met. That's
how we met.
I forgot.
Oh
Yes.
my God. I thought we met through Angel's event, but no, we met
No.
through the Facebook group.
Yeah, I put out a call because of the film I was making. I put out a call to POC witches on a film group for women.
Yes.
And I asked if anyone made intention candles, because that was one of the imageries we ended up using later on. The
Yeah,
project
yeah,
transformed
that's
after all of
right.
that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I totally forgot about that, like, birth of our friendship.
Yes.
And I never make intention candles for anyone but myself. But I, like, saw your post and was like, it spoke to me, and I was like, I'm going to reach out. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm even jumping the gun because that actually is, I'll keep going. So
Yeah. Sorry.
the medium told me that if I wanted to talk to my friend, I should start pulling tarot to ask her questions. And she told me that the art I was making meant I was already communicating with her. So I didn't have to feel like every card pull was going to be this huge revelation, because I was always in conversation with her. So I pulled a card. It was the star. And that was the imagery I used of her in my first animation about her passing. I had this part in the story where my character, myself, is gripping a star with all of their might. And my narration over it is saying that you have to let stars go to shine their light on everyone around them, because that's something that has to be shared. And skipping ahead, made this film that ended up working with women of color one-on-one about how do we reclaim our bodies after trauma without focusing and highlighting and beautifying trauma, because that's just not right. And then how do we as a group provide support for one another? A lot of my artists are young women of color in New York. They did not have therapists. I leaned heavily on my knowledge of astrology and my newfound knowledge of tarot during that time. That's when I reached out to you, Kate. We actually webcammed and talked about how I had just come out as queer after 25 years of being on this planet, as bisexual, now pansexual.
Yeah.
And we talked about how similar our paths were. And you were the perfect person to make an intention candle for me to burn. Yeah, it was.
And you messaged me later. I remember
Yeah.
we bonded so quickly, and then you messaged me later that it really was effective for you. It seemed like it had a good effect on you.
Yeah, I have never burned a candle down all the way before, and you gave me a chime candle, I believe.
Just a small one, yeah.
So I bought a brass holder, and I watched it burn to the bottom, and I was freaking out because I had never seen it go that far, and my body was saying, like, you are losing everything that you ever found important right now. And then it just went out, and all the wax disappeared, and I was like, oh, that's it.
That's amazing.
I'm not saying I was over everything, but I forgot that change is easier
Yes.
than I thought.
Yeah.
And I'm going to fast forward this story. So I found a book by Mary Greer called Who Are You in the Tarot? I found it at Enchantments in New York.
Yeah,
I was
Enchantments.
told by the person at the desk, they were like, this book found you. And I said, bullshit. And then I used it every single day after that. 2019, I learned how to read birth tarot, specifically through her method. I found out there's actually so many versions of numerology.
Yeah.
I feel like from my readings, this one speaks the most to me. I spent all of 2019 only focusing on the major arcana, because that's a huge thing in itself. I can barely start thinking about the rest of the cards because I feel like I'm in the major arcana right now. I'm like in, there's 3 lines. There's life, death, and rebirth if you divide it by 7. And I feel like I'm in that middle line of death where like, who am I? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Trying to think of more things. Yeah, I've been practicing birth tarot, I guess, for a year now. I spent the entire year. First, I started doing a tarot deck series of drawings because I had just come out as non-binary in June, chose a chosen name based on my grandfather from my Japanese side's name, Jun, either way. And the tarot series I'm drawing right now, I take each major arcana card and I do a deep self-reflection with myself. And I think about, what does that card mean? How can I queer it? How can I give the narratives of the people of color around me back to it? Because for me, the most difficult part about tarot right now is that I feel like it was written by people who, or at least the way that tarot was delivered to me when I first received it, it felt untrue to the roots of who it was meant to be on this earth to help. Because Lindsay Mack, a really amazing tarot reader, says that the tarot is here long before we gave it words, and it'll be here long after we leave. I spent 2019 trying to figure out the definitions for myself so that when I read for myself and others, it felt like I was connecting with them, but it also felt like I was connecting back to myself. So I am now on card... I'm on the Tower card.
Yeah, nice.
Card 16. Oh my gosh.
Probably one of my least favorite of the deck.
I keep saying it's one of my least favorites, but I actually think the scariest one is the Star.
Really?
Actually, yeah. So I started doing Mary Greer's version of the tarot, and I showed it to my friends. They were freaked out because they felt like it resonated a lot, but they would say that there was little things like how it felt really negative sometimes. Certain cards, I mean, when you are already hard on yourself and then you read something that says like, and this is difficult, I'm like, well, of course it's gonna feel way worse. I don't call them positive, but I call them self-reflective moments of readings. I try my hardest never to paint them as something you can't overcome.
Right.
Yeah. I also always say I don't read for the future, I read for the present, because
I like that.
Everyone's got to own their actions. And this is me included. My entire year I spent trying to reparent myself, trying to unlearn codependency, trying to unlearn toxic relationships and dynamics where I was constantly the giver, not the receiver. And it both taught me through these readings, through all these things, I was teaching myself how to ask for what I wanted and not what I thought the world wanted of me, but like the deep gut, like this is what I want. And synchronicity started happening. My current partner, I had a dream a year ago, or 2 years ago now. Yeah, 2 years ago that I saw this man who was extremely tall, who gave me the best hug I'd ever experienced. And we kept talking in the dream. I was like, I really want to meet you like right now. And we kept talking about how the timing wasn't right. And then a year later I met him.
Wow.
And that's my current partner.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And I was in a really difficult relationship at the time that definitely practiced codependency. So to know and look around how I changed everything around me so that it fit who I wanted to be again, and to allow myself to be my inner child, the tarot version of myself, the images, the positive readings, the love that it allowed me to keep giving to myself was really helpful. And the tarot itself, one of the reasons why I love it so much is because it's images, and I'm a visual artist and a filmmaker, so I'm like, I need to see it. And with astrology, I find it really exciting, but I also find it, when I read for others, astrology, they already have preconceived notions. With tarot, normally people are going in a little blind. It's great because I'm still learning. I'm very open about how I'm actively learning. If I feel like I can't define a card for you yet, I won't.
Well, that's nice. I like that.
I gotta sit with it longer, and my definitions will change. I've read for people a year after, and my readings, I could just feel them get so much better. But the imagery, I think, is really important for when you're doing self-reflective work that feels like there's no tangible way to show others that you're going through it. That's why my tarot drawing series exists.
Yeah.
I actually was hiding from Instagram for a long time because I just didn't know how to tell people I was going through the shit. Like, every person in my life was checking in on me or asking me where I was at. And I just thought to myself, like, I can't even tell you if I don't know where I'm at. And for me, again, visuals help a lot. So when I'm really stressed or sad and I hear my inner sensor come back out, or the brain telling me that I'm not an artist, I'm not this, I'm not that, I made the wrong decisions, I look at my art again, and it really helps.
And your art is beautiful. It's Lolo Sketches.
Yes, LOLO Sketches. That's a nickname from a previous name. I tried to get to June Sketches, and it's taken.
Oh, but I love it. That Instagram account is beautiful, and that's what we're talking about today. Is not only just the major arcana and that journey and the the fool's journey and what those cards mean, but also kind of how you use it in your art, which I think is beautiful and awesome and very unique and very generous of you to share with people. And also you talked about birth tarot and numerology as well and how that works.
Yeah, so I think the best way to start this is if I read your birth tarot, if you're okay with it.
Yeah, let's do it.
So to give context to how I read, I really, really, really try to, and this has actually been really hard. So if anyone has tarot deck recommendations that have been queered up or POC'd up, please let me know. It's been hard to analyze cards without looking at like the Rider-Waite deck and feeling like it's untrue to who I am. Like the fact that the Hanged Man is called the Hanged Man, I'm like, what about the hanged person?
Yeah.
What about all the people I know in my life who identify as woman or femme, who are labeled as emperor or vice versa? Like, what about that? So I'm happy to do some readings. I have to get a calculator.
Very excited.
I've also heard, and I think this is something that is evolving, of course. I mean, we've talked about this in the past. The witch world has been the Western witch world, let's say, has been very much commodified by kind of an Anglo-Saxon, like white, certain class level, right, of kind of practitioner. And it's something I think just recently with kind of this idea of inclusivity and diversity overall, just across society in the Western world, I think we're trying, they had the Black Witch Convention of the last couple few years. Like there are a lot of Black and Latinx witches who are reclaiming the practices of their ancestors. And that's something Em and I are very kind of, we try to be conscious of and learn from very humbly and grow. But it's like, I've also seen on some of our Instagram followers, the idea of balancing like the masculine and feminine within ourselves as people, like you said, like the Emperor and the Hanged Man, like they're very masculine. A lot of the cards are very masculine or very feminine, right? But I think with all practices, it's how the tools are there for your use. I believe, it's like how you use them, how you interpret them.
Right.
So while the Rider-Waite deck is very traditional and binary, I think like also there's it's there for your use and how you interpret it. And like a lot of witches, I think a lot of magic people, both however they identify, I think tend to try and really look at the balance of those aspects within themselves, which is something that I want to try and do more, because I feel that personally I've always been very resistant to my masculine side, or like I've always flirted with I like love dressing in male dress. I don't know, like I have like a love-hate relationship with the masculine side of me, and I want to embrace it more personally.
That's actually, when I was coming out as non-binary, I was asking myself a lot of questions. I actually realized I was non-binary when I was coming out as queer, but my sexuality was queer. It was really hard to distinguish the two, because when I was dating women and non-binary people, I was learning about what roles people wanted me to play. I had one date where I was just like, why do I feel like I'm protecting this person? And another date, I was like, why are they trying to protect me? Why can't we just like hold hands and be equals? And a lot of my outfit changes came out of that. I've always loved fashion. My fashion in the last 5 years has changed a lot. I purposely thrift Asian clothing from people who should not have it, and I ask for discounts. And I also, because I'm a fourth gen, my Japanese side was in the internment camps, and my Chinese side ran a restaurant bar in Chicago and was like a social hub. And even though they're so intertwined with Asian history in America, I mean, another part of Asian history in America is that we were told not to be Asian. And so we lost a lot of culture, and a lot of my time has been, you know, bringing it back into my wardrobe, into my clothing, into my life, into how I talk with my friends, what I eat. And then I realized I was doing the same thing with my gender. I was like, well, all my life I've been harassed. When my hair was long, I would get talked to on the street every single day by men, women, and anything else. Like everyone would talk to me and harass me or just like ask a lot of me. And it didn't matter how I dressed. It didn't matter what I wore. It was the fact that I presented as this like Asian woman that people saw as probably subservient. I got a lot of people projecting on me, asking me immediately where I was from. That the infamous question to all Asians and to many people of color.
Yes.
But also, funny thing, now that I cut my hair short, no one talks to me.
That's awesome.
Amazing.
That's so great.
I feel like I have a superpower right now with my haircut because I was recently misgendered as sir, and I never thought that would happen to me. And when it happened, I felt both like frustrated that people had to choose a gender for me in the first place, but it was kind of like a relieving feeling that I was being freed of what people expected, and that when they looked deeper, they realized they were wrong about their impressions both ways. Like once they thought I was also a woman, I was like, But yeah, I think the main question I had to keep asking myself, and this is also how I came out, was like focusing on my internalized homophobia, was who taught me this? Who taught me that my body wasn't mine? And who taught me that I wasn't allowed to like what I wanted to like? And then you find those people in your head, you see them. I used to imagine my room, and when I was still codependent with many people, I closed my eyes and I could see them in my room yelling at me. Wow. And then I thought to myself, what if I kicked them out and left the door open? And then who would walk in and protect and respect my boundaries and leave I could trust leaving the door open so I wouldn't have to protect myself all the time.
Yeah.
And those were the people who I started writing down the words they said to me. And I realized I internalized them. And that was the only way I was able to come out as non-binary. I was surrounded by people who loved me for who I was. And also, funny enough, one of my cards is the Emperor, which is why I brought it up as something I felt was gendered, because when I first started reading the Emperor, I was like, wow, this is not me, like a dictator, someone who has to like control others.
Yeah, I hit hard against there's a lot of not all, but there are a number of female characters in the tarot that are like nurturing and mothering and all that. And I'm very like, well, does she have to be? She can do whatever she wants.
You should listen to Lindsay Mack's podcast, Tarot for the Wild Soul. The way that she defines the High Priestess and the Empress, she's like, they make you uncomfortable because they don't let you get away with yourself. Yeah. You have to like face yourself, and they're not forcing you, but when you're around them, their presence is known. So like,
I'll have to check that out.
They're yours. They're your cards. Anytime I have a card, I'm like, oh, I don't get it. It's because I haven't learned it yet. Haven't learned the lesson yet. Can I ask you too, what's the like major Arcana card you most like either don't resonate with or something that you've always struggled with?
I was just thinking about this on the way here because I quite to be quite transparent, didn't do really any research for this episode. I was just like, we're just going to talk with June and it'll be great. But also because I was like, egotistically was like, I know the major arcana, I can do this. But I think like the wheel is probably like, there are different cards that I definitely feel emotionally resistant to or scared of. Honestly, I'm more scared though of the Nine of Swords probably than like the Tower, just because Nine of Swords is like and the Devil. I really, really, really hate the Devil. Personally.
Really?
I know, June. I know.
I didn't say a word.
I know,
I just
but
looked
we
at
talked
you.
about this before, and I know. But it's because the Devil came up a lot during a very toxic relationship I had in my early 20s, as well as the Empress reversed. So those two cards particularly have like a deep significance emotionally for me. But in terms of ones I don't know very well, the Hierophant, the Wheel.
The wheel being the Wheel of Fortune.
Yes,
correct? Okay.
sorry, the Wheel of Fortune. Those like.
I was gonna say that the Hierophant is my one that I'm always like just I'm shaking my head kind of awkwardly. That and Temperance for me, which probably have a lot in common in a lot of ways. They're both very like structured cards.
That's a set. Because they both add up to 5.
Oh, really?
14, 1 and 4 adds up to 5.
That
so they're
makes sense. They
That's
both
funny.
give me the same feeling of like avoidance. It's like, okay, well,
Interesting.
All right. I'm sorry to hijack
let's
that.
do
No,
it.
I want
bring
to
us on
know
track.
now. So
Bring
I
us on
can.
track.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to read your personality card, which is the trait you learn in life easiest. And then I'm going to read your purpose card, so what gives you the deepest fulfillment. And then not everyone has a teaching card, but I will read a teaching card if you have it, which is in your 20s, it's your shadow. In your 30s, it's your teaching card. Or if you embrace yourself early, it could be your teaching card any day. Well, I like the concept of the shadow always being with you because that's kind of comforting. But
I do love the shadow.
I just got off track. So the shadow card, the shadow card represents what you're learning from, like your lifelong lesson.
And so, and for our listeners who might not be familiar with this or maybe didn't listen to our numerology episode, this is you taking, assigning numbers to our birth dates and our names.
So everyone has a different way of doing it.
Right.
I follow Mary Greer's style, which is you take your date, your month, and your year. You add them up as the big numbers that they are. Some people do it separated out. Some people do it different ways. I do. So, for example, if your birthday is May 29, 1994, you do 5 plus 29 plus 1994. I read year cards. So I read every year, if you add up your birth date, like without the year you were born, with the year that you're in, you get a card that represents the year you're going through. So I'll do all of those. Though the last ones tend to resonate the most. So
Cool.
I'll do it in order. Either of you want to go first?
Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
Emily, go first.
Okay. When's your birthday? You're a cusp. That's
I am.
cool.
Yeah, I'm
cool,
very
cool
cuspy.
thing. So the first number you get is like the year that you will have either the largest revelation of your life, or it might just be your best year.
That's so soon.
I read it for someone recently, and they were like, "That number doesn't resonate with me." And then they were like, "Oh, that was when I came out." I was like, "Oh my goodness,
Oh,
that's really hard."
wow.
So you get this big number. I'm not going to say the number right now.
Cool.
But you add up
I
each
see it.
individual digit. So, for example, let's say you were 2222, right? If you add all those up, you get 8. Some people have a double digit when you add up. Mine, for example, adds up to 13, so that becomes a personality card. If you have a single digit like yours, which is 6, you actually have the same personality and purpose in life. So your personality and purpose is 6, which is the Lovers.
Ooh.
Yeah. So you're the Lovers card as your personality and purpose, very focused on that. And then the card that you learn from is whatever else adds up to the single digit. So 15, the Devil, which it's very funny that the cards that you're most afraid of are right before your cards. Yeah. Because you're afraid of, or not afraid of, the ones that you've struggled with. The Hierophant is 5, and then Temperance is 14.
Whoa.
I normally read them in the narrative anyway. And then Do you mind if I read what your years are, just so I could give you the full picture at once?
Yeah.
So I did the addition again, but this time I did your birth date without the year, with the current year instead. So, for example, if you were going to add up someone who was 9/30/1993, you do 9 plus 30, and then you would take whatever year you're in, so 2019 or 2020. So it looks like if for 2019 you were in your Hermit year, you're in your Wheel of Fortune year.
Ooh.
So,
Ooh.
okay. Whew. So,
I'd like to buy a vowel.
so the Lover's card.
I love you.
The Lover's card is choosing yourself. It's all about just loving yourself. And when you see or love someone else, you're actually loving the parts of yourself that you forgot to love in that moment. So if you meet someone and you're like, wow, that person is sparkling and I cannot believe they are like that, it's because your mind is like, I also can do that. I forgot that I could be like that. And I forgot that that was always a part of me. So a lot of the Lover's card is constantly being both a mirror for yourself and others, learning how to also be a pilot light sometimes. So you come into someone's life, you spark something, and then you can leave if you've already learned that lesson. It's a really beautiful card. I love telling people to choose themselves. And I think a lot of people who I met who are the lovers, sometimes the world tells you to be so many things. And when the world tells you it, it's because they know you're a mirror, but they're afraid to tell it to them. Like, they have to tell it to you to tell it to themselves. That's not your responsibility, but it might happen a lot. A lot of projection.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the card that you learn from, the Devil card, is shame. And not in a toxic way. It's more like, so the Devil card, this is the only one where I read from the actual imagery. Mm-hmm. The Devil card, everyone looks like they're in shackles, but they chose the shackles, they're open. And so people oftentimes become their own worst enemy. And only because, and I was saying before, as the Lover's card, sometimes people just throw so much at you. If you cannot bounce it back at them and walk away from them, it becomes your internal shame. So you probably carry a lot of other people's shame with you. And that's really hard. I don't know. Shame is funny because when I read the Devil in a positive way, it's like you're just shameless and you get to be exactly who you want to be. Again, it's choosing yourself, being like, I know exactly who I am. You telling me these things about me does not affect me unless it's like an actively harmful action that you've done to someone else. You are using you're removing the shame from yourself because you deserve to. You deserve to choose yourself, and you deserve to understand yourself and have time with yourself. I'll read it in conjunction with what comes before in these lines. So the Hierophant is learning a system and sometimes learning why it's fucked. And I think that's oftentimes why the Hierophant didn't register with me, because it was like people would say, you're a mentor, you're like following a system. I'm like, no, I don't think that's how our generation reads it anymore. It's like learning the system. So if you are compliant and you become part of the cog of the machine, if you are constantly challenging and asking yourself questions, once you witness the system in the Hierophant, in the Lover's card, you're like, how do I choose myself within that system? And then how do I take that with the storm to the rest of the cards? So like the Chariot, like letting go of your the illusions in your life, what people have told you is perfect. Strength, learning how to walk, deciding that you don't want the janky Chariot anymore and you want to start going for what you want. The Lover's card is like the beginning of all of that. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Inner
much.
strength.
That's awesome.
And then your year cards, my guess is that you were going in order because sometimes everyone's cycles resets every 9 years. You had 2019 was the Hermit, which means that the year before was Strength, and the year before that was the Chariot. So 2017, you were letting go of an illusion. You were letting go of something that you thought outwardly worked, but inwardly did not serve what you wanted in your life. 2018 strength or justice, depending on how you read the cards. I sometimes read them at the same time because they resonate with me as one and the same. You see the repercussions of your actions in justice, and it teaches you the morals that you want to move forward with. And strength is when you're like, I don't need this chariot anymore. I'm going to walk it. I'm going to be my own boss. I'm going to be my own strength, and I'm going to move forward. And in the hermit year, because you start walking, you're like, wait, I should take a break and really recharge because you know the journey's long. And then, because the chariot's the first one out of the lifeline, which is the question that's like, or not the question, it's the statement. Like, this is who I am. It's what, like when I started the podcast, I said all my my definitions of myself. But then the death line, which you are currently in, it's who am I? And 2019, and also because you are later in the year, in October, you kind of feel the effects for longer. So you'll feel the hermit year probably closer into October. And then you will reset. Unless you normally live on a Western cycle and you really resonate with the Western cycle. Yeah, you probably live on...
Awkward head shaking, no.
No, it's okay. No, I agree. I'm in the middle of the year and I follow my birth cycle.
Yeah.
And not the Western cycle. So until October, you're probably going to reserve a lot of your energy and say no to a lot of things, which you deserve. And 2020 is the Wheel of Fortune. So you have taken a lot of steps. You've taken a lot of like quiet time to yourself. And now you have enough knowledge to be like, where am I in this cycle? And you can stand in the middle of the wheel, or you could grab onto the end and be like, ah! So I always say if you can stand in the middle, you get to see how far you've come. It's very similar to a year reflection, but like with actionable items. You know where you came from. You know, you're like, I've seen this before. I can do it again. That's actually in the comic I drew, was the phrase I told myself in my Wheel of Fortune year. I'm like, I could do it again. I talk a lot about grief when it comes to Wheel of Fortune, and also like grieving losses of relationships and people. When you let someone go in your life, you have these periods where you're like, oh my God, I can't believe all these things happened. But I oftentimes reflect on when I lost someone, like, and it reminds me that it's a cycle and I have to sit with myself and give myself the time. So the Wheel of Fortune is like, be patient, be kind to yourself, take it slow. Yeah.
So, thanks.
Of course.
You're very good at this.
Oh, thank you. That was beautiful. Also, going back to your... what did you call it? Her personality card or her life card?
Yeah, so yours are one and the same. Yes, the lovers.
Because you reflect, seeing yourself, seeing other people reflected in you and you reflected in them. Like your moon's in Leo, right? And your husband is a Leo.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I just put those two and two together, but that's really interesting that your moon sign and your partner's sun sign is like the same.
Inner reflections for outer representation, I guess.
Yeah. That was, I mean, it just when you were speaking, that was like the first thing that popped into my head.
I never thought about that.
Yeah.
I was always just like, well, we got a little overlap there. Because people are always like, Scorpio and Leo, are you guys okay?
They're just afraid of a power couple.
Yeah,
that's really
I was gonna say, that's
damn straight.
Yeah.
That's just them projecting onto me and me reflecting back.
Exactly.
I always imagine myself playing tennis, and I don't know if you ever played Mario tennis, but you could get really up in the front and like volley back and forth. Yeah. And when someone's really stubborn about projecting on me, I'm like whacking it back.
Nice.
Now I just walk away. I'm like, nah, not mine.
Yeah, just let the ball fly.
I immediately pictured who's that little pink Yoshi type character?
Birdo?
Yes, thank you.
Birdo.
I don't know why. I immediately thought of Birdo up at the top, up at the net.
Yeah. Birdo spits eggs at you.
Yeah,
that's no joke.
I love Birdo.
Birdo, I think, is gender neutral. Or, yeah.
I mean, I don't know of any gender for
This
Birdo.
is my knowledge.
Claim
well,
it.
they put pink on them, and they also put a big bow, so they tried to gender and ungender them at the same time. It's a very Japanese character work there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just thought of Birdo volleying at the net.
I love it.
Birdo at the net.
Mario tennis.
just spitting eggs.
Yeah. One of my best friends is a Lover's Devil card combination.
Oh, yeah?
And I'm seeing them go through a lot of their last year. They were really focusing in on letting go of the people's projections onto them. And they've really chosen themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, lean into your card. It feels really good.
Ooh, maybe I will. Maybe
you get a
I
glow.
will. Where's my lover's card? I gotta go.
Hey. Because
Awesome.
so many people read the lover's card as romantic relationships, but in reality, like, aren't you your soulmate? Oh yeah, that's the whole point of the card. You're your soulmate.
Yeah. It's like in like
I
the
love that.
fool's journey thing. It's like about learning. Like it is about sometimes sexual attraction and that kind of thing, but it's mostly about like learning your own voice and like coming to like
Yeah.
recognize yourself and like going forward with your like identifying yourself.
Doesn't he have to like make a choice before he goes through the gate, right? Like
The fool?
Yeah. Isn't that?
Oh,
I
at
feel like
judgment?
No, at the
Or-
lovers.
Oh, at the
card.
lovers
Isn't there
card.
typically in the Rider Waite deck? I mean, this
I
is
think
me
you're
pulling
right,
from my
but
old
I'm-
knowledge.
Oh.
None of us are looking at
A
the
couple
internet.
years ago.
This is
Yeah.
what it was like to live analog.
Right? Let's just be wrong, and who knows?
I'm gonna choose
but I feel like I
wrongness.
remember reading
Or possible correctness.
like years ago is the story of the Fool's Journey, and it was like the two lovers are at a gate traditionally in the visuals,
Oh.
and they have to make a choice, and they can either walk through the gate together or not. And that's like reflected in what you were talking about with the choice,
Yeah.
Ooh.
choosing yourself. That's
I
I don't
yeah.
know, that's what I've thought of.
Whenever you see something that you find beautiful, that's you. Isn't that such a nice?
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Damn.
We should put that on a T-shirt.
Yeah. We've got another tote bag. We'll split the profits with you.
yeah.
A huge series of drawings I've done are always reflections in the mirror, because a lot of my last year was getting used to my new image of myself, because I had so much dissonance in my body for so long. This is the first haircut I have where I look in the mirror, I'm like, damn, I look good. Yeah.
I love it. All of your art is very much about having conversations and relationships with versions or aspects of yourself and your being, whether it's your past self or your child self or your hurt self, and it's like so resonant. Everyone should go follow you on Instagram. It's so great. And actually, while the whole time you've been talking this evening, I've just been admiring how cute you look with your hair, quite honestly.
Thank
So
you.
It works. Good job.
It's the best fade ever from Baddies. Yeah. Oh my
Looks
gosh.
great.
It's
a
just
cool
also
haircut.
because you feel it like I said, I've known you since before this transformation, and it's amazing. You seem just so happy and like so in your body, so it's nice to see.
I always tell people I'm outwardly struggling, but inwardly I'm having a great time. So
Hey, better that than the opposite,
I
right?
know, right?
Yeah.
My life was the opposite for a long time.
I feel like that's how most people live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, my turn.
Yes. Okay, tell me your birthday. So you are, to start at least with the cards, you are, your purpose and the way that you carry yourself, the personality in your life are the same. Again, you're a single digit and you're the Chariot, card
Yes.
7.
Yes.
And then that means the card, the card that you struggle with and the one that you learn from is the Tower, card 16, which we've just talked about recently. So, and your 2019 was the Hanged Person. Oh, I think you might be the same pattern as me. I hope so. Yeah. Okay, wait. Your 2019 was Hanged Person. And then your 2019, oh my gosh. 2020
a lot of numbers. Yeah.
is Death, like me. This is my pattern too.
Yeah, I know. We
Yeah.
talked about this. That's
Yeah.
good though. Wait, but also the devil is coming, isn't it? Or no? We talked about this at some point.
Devil's always
The devil's always.
The Devil's coming.
No, maybe not.
Oh, let me double check it. Maybe
Because I feel it. Well, this and maybe last time we saw each other, we were just chatting at like an event, so it's not like we could have done a ton of like. You didn't do an official reading or anything,
Yeah,
but
let
I
me think
feel like
of-
you mentioned something about the devil. But maybe I was
You have it coming in 2 years from now.
okay.
But
Right, because I was like,
It's a
No.
rebirth.
no, that's the devil.
wait, but the
Not
Devil
death.
card teaches you to be shameless. Whatever fears you have,
Yeah.
you don't need them.
I like
Yeah.
that reading of it.
I also
Yeah.
think of it as like don't worry too much about like you're too attached to material wealth, let it go. Because it's like you're in the trappings and you're not seeing that you're trapped inside of like the material world and you could just walk away from it?
We'll see.
I don't mean to tell you what to do.
No,
really.
No, I love it. Tell me everything.
No, absolutely not. Oh my
But
God.
this year coming up is the top.
Death.
It was death.
Yeah.
Okay.
So wait,
fine
I'll
with death.
let me start back with your cards just so you have the context.
Yes.
So your personality and purpose in life. So what you pick up the easiest and also what gives you fulfillment is the Chariot. And I actually read it differently for people who have it as their card than when I read it for people in the narrative, because I think personally, because I just came out of letting go of a Chariot, I've been reading it in kind of a negative context, and I feel bad for my friends who are Chariots, who I love so dearly. And normally they're the ones I work with on projects, because they're the ones who are like, let's go. And I'm like, let's take a break. But
I'm staring Kate down right now. Anyway, go on.
Well, your stares are not wrong.
for Chariots, a lot of the dichotomy.
No.
Oh. There's so much love in this podcast. I feel it. Ooh.
I think that's something that I think I personally try to.
Yeah, well, I think it's to me, I'm such a big fan of yours, and I feel like you're
I'm
a fan of mine too.
Are
So
you
it's
kidding
like,
me?
I just feel like it
I'm
works
a
out well
huge
because
fan of
the
yours.
more we see of each other, the more we seem to just
The more we love each other.
yeah,
It just grows.
which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interdependence. That's a beautiful. Have you heard the term?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
We're just
yeah.
pumping each other up all the time.
It's
Yeah.
true. I literally like live texted her as I was watching one of her YouTube videos, being like, "Oh my God, this is amazing! Oh, you're so funny! Oh my God, that line was great!" And then I copy and pasted all the positive comments people made, just texting them to her for like 2 hours.
I got overwhelmed.
I'm sorry.
But it was really
I
nice.
just was so proud of you.
It was just so much love coming at me.
I was so proud.
Oh, I remember why we were talking about the Tower card last. Actually, more so, I remember the last time we talked, Kate brought up that a lot of old ghosts were coming back up in your dreams or something like that. So I wanted to read that very quickly. So we were in a hanged person year last year as a whole, because if you add up 2, 0, 1, and 9, that's 12. And the hanged person year right before a decade changes, the hanged person is a very, it's a upside down suspense card. It's a lot of discomfort. It's a lot of, and because it was in the context of 2019 into 2020, we as a whole were facing all of the last bits of the things that we had actually overcome, but we needed to let go of. And you had to look at it one more time to let it go.
Yeah.
But I remember all my friends were like, my dreams are crazy right now in November and December.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's right. They definitely have been. I'll tell you more offline.
Love to hear
But
it.
actually, I was talking to my therapist about it. One thing she said that was really helpful. She was like, well, maybe, she's like, it sounds like you're really judging yourself for having these dreams. What if you just accepted that you have them? And maybe that'll help you let it go more. Like, just be like, okay, I had this. And ever since she, honestly, I owe her a message. But ever since she suggested that, I haven't had it since, so that's good.
That's
but I was
amazing.
beating myself up quite a bit. I was like, why am I dreaming about this? This is driving me crazy.
It's like, wait, I just learned this. Maybe this will be helpful. This is a different thing, but psychological weird bullshit. If a song gets stuck in your head, the way to get rid of it is apparently to think of how it ends.
Oh my God.
Which I had no idea was the case, but apparently it works.
I never thought of that.
Give it a shot the next time it happens.
I can actually, like, my only trivia strength is I can guess a song based on like the first 2 or 3 notes.
Hey.
And it's because I'm realizing it's because the first 3 notes keep playing in my head. I'm like, na, 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 and then I'm just stuck. And
That's so funny.
Right, yeah.
I tend to, like, if I do have a song stuck in my head, I tend to just listen to it. I'm like, well, let's just lean in and just listen to the whole thing.
just do this
so maybe
thing.
that's why.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
helps.
Well, yeah. It's that like once you can
'Cause
think
it
through to
ends
the
it.
ending and like remember how things end, you can like move past them.
I love that.
That's great.
Wow.
Wow.
That's
That's
beautiful.
like beautiful and deep.
Yeah.
And
Thank
helpful.
you for that.
So I
that
hope
was
that helps you. I learned that and it blew my mind.
No, it does. It blows.
And so I bring it to you as well.
It blows my mind as well.
was it your podcast? This podcast that talked about the apocalypse?
Probably, but I don't
Like
know.
how that's the meaning of the apocalypse is the uncovering of the truth.
Whoa.
No, I don't think
No,
that was
but
Oh.
I wish.
damn. I wish we'd thought of that.
Let's
You
say
know,
it was. No,
I
it was
don't
not.
know where it came from. I was listening to too many podcasts at the same time, but I know it was verbally said to my ears, and it reminds me so much of the Tower card.
Yeah.
Because you have to strike it down. And I will cover this with Chariot first.
Okay.
I'm coming back to it.
Yes, please keep us on track.
So the Chariot, for someone who is a Chariot, I always read it as you have kind of a Gemini self, because you have your outward presenting self. You have the outward facing self that normally you've created to please others or to show others that you've made it, that you've gotten there, that you are going where you need to go. And then you have a lot of distance and space from other people with this secret inner part of yourself that you protect and you're nurturing, and you're like, one day this inner self's going to be the outer self. I don't know when yet. That's the Chariot, because the Chariot it's such a hard card, because you're basically between life and death. You're the last card before death. It's a really difficult thing when it's your personality and your purpose in life to really present yourself, to also let go of yourself. And I'm not reading that as a bad thing at all. Like, I think Chariots are beautiful and wonderful. I used to have feelings for a Chariot. Like, it's a really amazing card. It's just the one thing that's the hardest for you is more of an internal struggle than an outward struggle. So that sounds really rough. Yeah. Only in terms of, not to say that like it's rough forever.
Yeah.
I think what I know of you, you've taken it in stride, and it's become what's built your positive and hilarious character that is you. But like, yeah, you get to nurture that inner self, and you also get to crack that outer shell. It kind of reminds me of like cancers, where you have this really beautiful, tender self on the inside. Oh, death is like this too, because death is night, and it's hiding all the flesh underneath the protection, and you gotta shed it. Yeah. There's really good meat inside of a crab.
Yes, there is.
Sorry to anyone who's vegetarian.
We talk about meat a lot on this podcast. For which podcast?
Yeah, sorry, vegans. We love you.
We love you. We respect your choices. Thank you. No, that's very resonant. Of course. Yeah.
And then the Tower card, you have come so far in this line. You've already done the hanged person, hanging upside down, like that last moment before death where you have to reface everything. You have to like really witness yourself and witness the fact that you're upside down, your blood rushes to your head. And then death is like this quiet moment of transition and peace and compost and shedding. And then Temperance, card 14, is...
Just kidding. All the cards are great in different ways.
It's the end of... It's a funny card because it's between the devil and death. There's this like squished between, and it holds water and fire at the same time. It's also the last card of the death line into rebirth. So people who are really focused on outwardly presenting that they've like healed their mind get stuck here sometimes. But it's kind of like, I always talk about vaginas at this point. It's how your vagina can expand and contract. It hurts. It really hurts. And that's what the card is. You have so much space now. You're like, what do I do with it? It's like a time for planting seeds. And I think sometimes we're so scared to plant seeds because they don't show anything. And also just seeing that much space. Like when you move from a small apartment to a big apartment, you're like, I actually don't know what to do with it. And you'll fight it. You'll like every time you expand, you'll contract a little. That's why that card's really hard. And then once you've done all that seed planting, you go to the devil and you're like, and I deserve it. Like I deserve to plant these seeds. And then the Tower card is now in this rebirth line. And you've just focused so much on your soul self that if you do anything outside of alignment, it'll just go and strike it down. Boom, boom, boom. I like talking about Jenga towers a lot because I love Jenga. I love causing chaos in controlled settings. And
controlled settings.
Yes. I mean, I love playing big Jenga in Astoria. There's break billiards, which is not really my type of person. But
loud noise.
Yeah.
But it's I like to play table tennis there in the corner, and when no one, if it's
no
quiet.
one's. But I always say that the Tower card's like Jenga, where you've pulled out all the things and like your tower's wobbling and you're still building upwards. Like that's not gonna work. So the struggle / teaching / probably what you've already been doing is starting at the beginning. You had to strike things down. It's hard. It's really like, it's not like death where it's like the slow, quiet thing. It's like you look and you think to yourself, oh no, like this isn't right. And you just watch it go bonk and it falls to the side. Yeah. And then you ask yourself, where do I build? Yeah. Like that's the exciting part of the tower. It's where do I go from here?
Yeah. I like the tower. I don't know if this is a controversial opinion, but I always think it's a good, I think it's a really good card because I always thought of it as like, I don't know, as like the ego is the tower and it's like all the shit that you've built around yourself. And you're also the lightning strike that has to like be the one to break it down. You know what I mean?
I love that.
I read the tower as like I'm the lightning bolt and the tower, and that helps me.
That's a very
like,
empowered
think about
way
it,
to look at it. Yeah,
I've always I think of the tower as like a positive thing because it's like you have to just like go. Like sometimes you just have to burn the bridge. Sometimes you have to just
go
like,
to the
knock
mattresses.
The thing down. Yeah, go to the mattresses. Yeah. I was, listeners, I was talking earlier about a little business secret that I have, and maybe this will help you too if you run your own business or just have to do business sometimes, which is that when hard things happen, I think of Tom Hanks and You've Got Mail saying go to the mattresses, because it's not personal, it's business. Even though in the end for Meg Ryan it is personal. Maybe don't think about that part. You just need to hear Tom Hanks's voice in your head right now saying it's not personal, it's business. Go to the mattresses.
Go to the mattresses.
If you're having business trouble, that's my get Tom Hanks in your brain and go to the mattresses.
Choose yourself.
Choose yourself.
I like to also say white man it anytime I doubt myself. It's based off of a sketch of my old group, and Anna DeFeo wrote this amazing, beautiful commercial for White Man It, which was toothpaste. Actually, it was like just a tube of white paint. We changed it up every time, but basically it was me, Keisha Zoller, and Anna DeFeo, and each of us would be in different situations, ethnically problematic, and then we'd put on our White Man It paint, which was basically white face, and like become a white man, and like our problems would be solved, and that was the premise of the sketch. But it like gave me this mantra of just pretend, like, what would a white man do in this situation? Act like that. Like,
right, yeah.
Just claim your space, which I can talk about through the Emperor later.
Yeah.
Yeah. The space that the world didn't have to tell you to take, the space that you were born with, that other people told you that didn't have. That's the Emperor? Yeah. It's being, it's just really like a tree, of it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the only reading I've ever resonated with, and it was that you know exactly how much space you're supposed to take up, and once you do it, you're also showing others that they can, and you're creating ecosystems and spaces. Like a whale, when it dies, is also an ecosystem. It's just, I don't know.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I've always read The Emperor is so hyper masculine, but I really like that reading of it.
Yeah. Because, masculinity doesn't have to be toxic. It became toxic.
Exactly. Going back real quick to the tower.
Yes.
I will say the tower, I think, has always scared me. But now on the other side of 30 and going through what I did go through towards the end of my 20s, like, I asked how old you are because I and everyone's life experience is different, and everyone goes through obviously things in different places, but I do really believe in Saturn's return. And when from 27 to like 30, I went through this really intense time where I told my therapist at the time too, it felt like I had all these actual towers. It felt like all these like foundations, these like castles I had built in the sky of my life that I felt like defined who I was and what my life was about. All these foundations were being knocked down, and it was just massive like construction, and then I was just left in the rubble being like, oh, fuck, what now? And then it was so uncomfortable and so kind of life-changing, and at the time it was really, really hard and emotional, of course, but I also knew intellectually that this was like the right move, like this was the right path I needed to go. I needed to like knock all this shit down, everything from like
your ego towers and your essential self remains when you knock them down.
Exactly. But it's crazy to be like, oh God, like everything I thought I knew, everything about from my mother, in the truest sense, and then the spiritual sense, and then the physical sense, to friendships, to what love is. Everything was just like demolished in a very short period of time.
It's awesome. Didn't get to your year cards.
Sorry, yeah, we got on a tangent.
Well, so your year cards, you had so I guess 2017. 2018, 2019. Yeah, so 2017 was your Wheel of Fortune. So seeing the cycle. 2018 was learning what was right and wrong for you. 2019 was the hanged person letting everything go. And that was, in turn, you were in sync with the Western world. So that's a lot to like have to reflect and also reflect with the world and see. And this happened to me in my 2019 and it's still happening. Anytime I want something and I try to make it happen, I just kind of watch it crumble in my hands. I watched my laundry bag from college crumble in my hands recently. And I was like, ah. So actually in July, I had one of the hardest months. It felt like a tower month. And I remember every single thing I had broke that was over 5 years old. I had been Marie Kondoing my apartment and had like 3 bags of clothes in my closet. And then I lost my wallet, so I had to get a new ID, which was good because now I had a new haircut.
Right.
Yeah.
I look like a very fashionable Korean man because I had a middle part at the time. Yeah, a hanged person year is really hard. And I think you're still in it because your month is at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So you'll probably feel effects of both. So you'll have a mixture of hanged person and death. And
lovely.
2020 is death, which is my favorite card now, which is composting, letting go.
I love that, composting.
Yeah, composting. Yeah, because why would you want to just throw it away? You could compost it and let it grow into new things. I always say this. I keep saying the phrase, I always say it. I do say it often. A snake is shedding its skin and leaving that behind, and it becomes compost for other people and other animals and things, you know?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I love snakes.
I love that way of thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Funny thing, some people who are very difficult in my life have the opposite cards of me. So my learning card is their purpose in life and vice versa. I won't say who they are, but it was a very shocking thing. And I also saw patterns in who I dated. I saw patterns in who I became friends with. Once I realized most of my friends are hermits and I identify it not as an extrovert, but someone who likes going out a lot, I was like, oh, makes sense. They got to recharge. I got to find different friends and like we'll have our chill nights together and then I got to go dance with other people. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And so that's something that I think that really spoke to me through your art project with Lolo Sketches, and then also just you as a person in your practice, which is why I wanted to specifically talk about that with you on the show is because by looking at numerology and your life path numbers and your year numbers and the correlation with tarot, you've been actively in real time in an artistic visual sense, finding yourself and learning and growing and evolving using the tarot and numerology, and others can do that the same as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
I know
great.
people always tell you to draw your own decks. Sometimes that's too scary. And I say,
I'd really love to do that actually eventually.
should.
That would be really cool. I've thought about that before.
I've never.
But I think that's such a cool idea. Anyway, go on.
No, I think I think there's people who draw their own decks multiple times because you change all the time.
Right.
And for me, I was trying to make a deck of all my friends who were people of color and having them as different cards. But then I realized I didn't have enough time with each card. Like right now, I still can't read Judgment in the World. I actually was studying on the way here, and I was like, I'm not going to be able to do it if I show up. But yeah, I think people should always draw, or I think everyone has an art form. When you think back to when you were a kid, and you thought about when you were happiest, you were laughing. It could be talking to other people. It could be singing. It could be drawing was my first art form. I had to give up filmmaking this last year, and that's what I used to identify as all the time.
Right.
And it felt like I was breaking up with myself. And then I forgot. I was like, hey, I always have drawing.
Yeah.
So I guess I always ask my artist friends, what do you hold as what you have to be? What did your inner child, not who you were as a kid, but like your inner child, I call it my pink flame because I've always envisioned it as like a pink blue flame in my chest. That's my positivity and what I love. And I have to protect it at all times. what do they want? And how do you allow them to have fun again? And my drawing series, I look forward to drawing it. I'm no longer at my desk being like, I can't draw. I gave myself a lot of leeway in the last year. I told myself I could draw only when I wanted to.
Nice.
And I started doing the artist way per your
Yeah,
recommendation on this podcast. I have an accountability partner in California, and we're on chapter 6. Or no, we're on chapter 7. Yeah.
Wow.
And my morning pages, which the book asks you to write morning pages every day, I started getting frustrated with them because writing is not always my main method of communication anymore. So I started doing 2 pages and then rewarding myself with drawing. And that's how a lot of my pages have become tarot drawings.
Nice.
Yeah. I have my star concept already set.
Nice.
I don't have my tower one set yet.
I can't wait to see it.
It's just going to be a picture of your face, Kate.
Yes. That's all I want. That's beautiful. And so,
I love that.
So for those who are interested in exploring their own way through the tarot and numerology, you said it's your book with by Mary Greer is really kind of what, among many other things, is kind of the roadmap you started to follow. If someone needed to pick something up today,
it was a very helpful book to start with. I can't wait to read it.
I'm gonna go get it.
Yeah, no, I think it's really fun to start with because Mary also is another person who says, and my favorite tarot people are the ones who say, you read it when it's true to you.
Yeah,
you don't have to apply my knowledge. I have a different life than you.
Right.
And again, everything I said today, if it doesn't resonate, find your definition because I don't know your life. Yeah. But I think it's a really helpful book to give yourself a baseline of each card. And it also explains the minor arcana and the people cards really well at the end. I have not gotten there because it's very scary to me. But yeah.
Well, I love how much time you're taking with it. It inspires me to dig deeper into my own relationship with the tarot.
Yeah, it's so cool. I feel like I have not spent. You're deep diving, and it really is like it's eye-opening in a very cool way.
Yeah,
Thank
major
you.
soul excavation going on over here.
Yeah, it's a Scorpio. Also and also the world is experiencing an Emperor year 2020, which is like a fiery, earthy, rooted, take up your space but also burn it down type of
Oh God.
thing. I mean,
It's like literally happening.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's like entitlement, but also like power, but also like good entitlement and bad entitlement.
Exactly.
That's how I always think of. I don't know.
Yeah, everyone's learning to take up their space at the same time, and it is chaos.
It's a lot of space.
That's a lot of space.
But
It's my armrest. Okay.
yeah, so all my cards are. Oh, I didn't mention my learning card. It's the Fool.
Oh wow.
Which is funny because the whole concept of the entire deck is built around the fact that one person decided to like jump and go for it and fail and fall on their face over and over again. And it reminds me when I first started being an artist. Like, how could you become a better artist if you don't practice?
If you don't jump and fail and go through
Jump
the journey.
and fail.
Wow. This is so perfect. That's so perfect for you.
So one of the things I was thinking we could do before we do a tarot pull just for chatting for the night.
Sure.
Would you want to go through the major arcana and just sort of give a word each for each card?
Yeah.
I love that idea.
Would that be a fun way to
I love
do
that
it?
idea.
I thought,
yeah.
since we're talking about the major arcana so much, and I thought it would be something fun for our listeners and also just something that I'd love to do.
Yeah, let's do it. I like
I'm
that
here
idea
for
of, like
it.
one word.
I can shout them out for you if you need.
Oh, you
I got the list.
Yeah. Can you
Yeah, do you have them memorized?
do you have them memorized in order? Okay, great. Let's do that.
I'm going to do the Fool last because that's why it adds up to 4, which is my simplified number. Mary Greer is one of the only people I know who reads it as 0 and 22.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But the Magician is number 1.
Okay, the Magician. Learning?
Yeah, I was going to say skillful.
Sight,
Sight, yeah.
like what you can see.
Yeah.
The High Priestess is card 2.
Like power?
I was going to say power.
Wow.
Really?
I guess we've been sitting together a lot.
We have.
My
Like learning to harness.
first word was pomegranate because it's in the
Oh,
imagery.
yeah.
But the second word was intuition.
Intuition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 3 is the Empress.
The Empress. think love.
I was gonna get out of my head. I was gonna say love too.
Are we okay?
We're amazing.
We're reading the same.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
I thought of an orange. Yeah.
Orange.
Because it's juicy, and like full of nutrients and love. Yeah.
I love that.
Very cool. Yeah,
Also,
like nutritious is very like.
Yeah. I also just came from a Chinese New Year weekend, so.
Rad.
Love the orange slices.
Number 4 is the Emperor.
For me, it's like clandestine.
Oh, that was not the word I was thinking.
Well, I'm trying to mix it up a little.
It's funny. I didn't. You're going against the wavelength that we were on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm choosing that because I want to give you whatever
Oh,
words
you're
you've
so
got.
nice. I actually didn't come up with an actual word. I just came up with like a gesture. I'm like.
You're like slicing, right?
Yeah, but I also think of it as like a
directional
full
like
hand,
moving forward, sort of like.
But like this is how this
You're
is what
like,
I
this
say.
is where you go?
Yeah, this is what I stand for. This is what I say. This is what
sort
it
of
is.
inflexible.
Yeah, but it's almost more of like an authority
Steadfast.
than
You're like, I'm here.
I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
And it's also, I mean, what we were talking about earlier is like that taking up space thing.
Yeah. I think of him very much as like a ruler, but not so much of like it's not so much of like I'm king, but more of like I oversee, I stand in my own power.
I think of him as a little bit of a spoiled brat too, although that could be the imagery on my decks a little bit.
That's
Kind
a
of
really
like seeping in, but because
Well,
I
that's an
think when
entitlement.
I think when I think of it as like, I love your idea of sort of expanding the way that it's seen, but when I think of like the emperor as like, I am the emperor, I was born with power. Sometimes I'm like, fuck that guy, and then but also if you apply it to yourself instead, it's much more, I don't know. But then is that like fuck that guy? I'm pointing at myself now.
To me, if I always think about the Emperor, I'm like, what would I say to myself at my oldest, like my sage self? And that's who the Emperor is to me. And that person is a badass Yoko Ono looking witch.
Yes, I love it.
But I also thought of Sky because it's just so vast
Yeah.
and can be so many different things. And it like, you don't have to think about it being there. You trust it's there. Yeah. And it could cause a lot of chaos. The number 5 is the Hierophant.
The Hierophant structure.
Yeah, rigidity.
Burn it down.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Nice.
And number 6 is the Lovers.
Tee-hee.
Yeah, I think choice.
Yeah. What do I think? I guess I think like caring.
I think of Lizzo because she's her own soulmate.
That's beautiful.
That is, yeah. I kept constantly mishearing a lot of Lizzo's lyrics. I thought that why are men great till they gotta be great was white men great till they gotta be great. And I sang it very loudly at a karaoke party recently. But yeah, Lizzo.
I love that.
I think
Lizzo
she
knows
would be
herself.
behind that lyric.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lizzo is one of our patron saints.
Yeah.
I love her and everything she
I
stands
would
for.
buy a tarot deck where she was everyone on it too.
That
Yes.
Lizzo, if you want.
Lizzo.
I was just thinking like how great would it be to see like if we could associate like positive icons and like celebrities with the major arcana like Beyonce, Lizzo.
Yeah, who would Beyonce
Mr.
be?
Rogers. like
Oh my god.
like just all the people I
Oh,
love.
Mr. Rogers would be such a great emperor.
I don't want Beyonce to be the empress. I want Beyonce to be, I don't know.
The emperor?
I
Or
kinda
is she
want-
like the world?
I think the world. Yeah.
It's like standing over the I'm holding a globe.
You're
Yes.
holding a globe. Yeah, the Lover's card. I think of, yeah, Lizzo. Yeah, and then the card 7 is the Chariot.
Chariot.
I think of I mean just like gut knee jerk reaction. I thought of Path.
I think of like fire. And like it's like positive and destructive qualities.
I think of a lot of like sea glass. I don't know why. That's
Ooh.
because I always imagined the Chariot to be made of glass, but like a really beautiful, like iridescent type
Oh,
of
that's such a cool
like
way to think
opalite,
about it.
maybe. Or
Ooh.
I'm wearing my mom's ring that has opal on it,
Yeah.
and that's my
Nice.
sister's birthstone. It's my favorite. And then I'm wearing my grandmother who passed away's jade, so it feels like I went to a seminar this weekend that talks about who are we carrying with us all the time. Yeah, the chariot feels like it should be made of opalite. I don't know.
I love that.
Card 8 is either strength or I'll read it as card 8 is strength for now.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's so hard because I immediately think of my goddess deck visual, but like it's this beautiful goddess like caressing a lion, and that's more traditionally into the
What does that
writer.
make you feel?
It's like how I feel when approaching a dog that I don't know. It's like this kind of courage and like understanding and like deep rootedness of like, I know you won't hurt me.
Assuming it's a big dog.
Right.
If it's a small dog, it's coming for you.
No, but I think there's something like when I approach animals, I try really hard to like center myself and trust them and like stay open. Like same thing with dealing with children, honestly. Any kind of like pure life form. It's like, no, it's okay. I'm here and I'm open to you and you're open to me. And like, there's complete trust right here. And there's nothing you need to do to prove yourself otherwise. And like, it's that kind of feeling I get from that.
Yeah. I love that.
I'm loving these readings. Every time I hear the strength card, I think of the bodybuilder Pokemon.
Machoke?
Yeah, Machoke and Machamp. And I know that it's not a helpful image, really, except that every time I hear it, that's all I get.
That's
I just
amazing.
see gray biceps and like...
Yeah, one of them has 4 arms. You can lift so many things.
He's so strong.
Exactly.
And they're like nice.
That's
They are
hilarious.
really nice. The 9th card is Hermit.
Hermit.
I'm going to just go again with my gut. The first thing I thought of was peace.
I think of like a mountain.
I love the visual of the hermit.
I always think about a cave inside a mountain,
Yeah.
like tucked away, but like really room temperature for some reason. Yeah.
Nice.
I love the visual of like holding one lantern in the dark.
Yeah.
I think that's always like, and that's pretty common in the visuals of the hermit. But that really resonates with me. I love the hermit card.
Yeah, like the quiet and solitude.
I
and,
will
like, the
stay at
little light.
home gladly.
Yeah.
I have to admit, it's one of the cards I'm still challenged by, so I definitely need to look into that. It's taught me so much, though. Oh, yes. So Wheel of Fortune is 10.
Again, I'm just going to go, I guess, with my gut. Chance is the first word that came to mind.
I think of it like a map, almost. Like seeing the big picture and like seeing how it moves.
I always think of the word again. Not in a bad way, just again.
Mm-hmm.
Then card 11 is Justice.
Balance.
Libra.
I was also thinking Libra, you know? It's so hard not to think about Libra in that moment.
Yeah. And I guess also I a little bit think of government and all of its positives and negatives.
Card 12 is Hanged Person.
Oh, yeah.
Discomfort.
Yeah, I think patience, wait.
For some reason, like pose. I always think of like the hangman isn't just hanging; it's like posing in a lot of things. And it's like for me, it's like it's not just about like the discomfort, but like how you deal with it and how you like present yourself, rightly or wrongly.
Yeah, learning how to be patient is really hard. It's God, that was a big part of my late 20s as well. It's like just be patient.
Patience is difficult.
Just give it time. You don't need to rush everything. You chariot. Okay.
Yes, and then that was a Hanged Person. So 13, Death.
Like release,
Rebirth.
Love.
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Like real deep self-love. Yeah.
yeah.
Temperance, card 14.
Temperance, classroom.
I just think of like a really
Wood that's not wood that they use for desks in school.
Like the fake.
that's what you think of.
No, I'm just going with an image.
No judgment. I'm sorry, that's not a judgmental.
No.
I'm not making the oof at that. I remember that because you just scrape it off.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, I think of like a puddle, and like the ripple effect when you like touch your finger to a body of water.
I think of the word holding a lot because I always imagine someone holding water and fire. And I just think, to me, because I don't have a lot of fire in my life, actually, when you gave me my candle, I only faced south to get some fire back in me. But I would just think about these two elements sitting right next to each other. Yeah. Ooh, card 15, the Devil.
Devil.
Chains.
I would say like self-inflicted.
Yeah. It's a hard card for me.
Yeah.
I like the way you look at it, June. I want to try and look at it like that.
I was going to say courage.
Yeah. I want to look at it in the bright side.
Yeah.
It used to represent something very painful in my past, so I like turning it on its head.
Yeah.
No shame. Lizzo.
No shame. Lizzo. Shameless.
The answer is Lizzo.
The answer is always Lizzo.
The answer is Lizzo.
What is Lizzo?
Card 16 is the Tower.
Like I said, I am the lightning, which is not. It's not a word. It's a phrase, but I am the lightning.
I love that.
Jenga.
Yeah.
Jenga every day.
Yeah. I just like explosion, just knock it down.
It's like
yeah.
Michael Bay sound.
Yeah, just like Michael Bay.
As you walk away, you put on some sunglasses.
Yes, exactly. Things blow up. Yeah.
Card 17 is the Star.
Yeah, that one I'm not super familiar with personally.
So, okay, the way I think about the star is that it's like, if the tower is falling, then this is like your vision as you fall from the tower. And I don't know if that's, I don't know where I got that, but that's just what I always thought of the star as being, is like the star is what you look up to, or like it's what you, like maybe you've hit your head and you're like out and you're like having a pleasant dream about the star, and then you wake up and you finish the journey of life.
Yeah. No, because that's like the jolt before you, wow. I always read the star as the moment, like after the calm, or like after a storm happens, there's that moment of calm, and you don't know what to do with any of yourself because you have to rebuild everything. But you have to, like, I think it's the hardest card because you have to choose to rebuild your life.
It's like the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah. Yes. Actually, to be very frank, I was suicidal at one point, and it brought, like, I remember seeing my friend, and I was like, yeah, where am I going? And it's just that moment and that spark where you're like, I can do it again. I can do this. Yeah. Yeah, I always think of, like, moon, or no, there's a word for when light sparkles on the water. Like the moonlight bouncing off the water.
Yes.
That's what I imagine.
That's nice. I love that.
Yeah.
I don't know what that word is, but I like it.
Yeah.
Do you have a word?
Oh, yeah. Light. I would say light. Yeah.
So I guess mine is like dream almost.
Yeah. I love that reading. That's a really, really cool reading. Oh my gosh. And then, the moon, card 18.
Oh,
these are hard.
Secrets.
Yeah.
I was getting the moon quite a bit for a while.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like the moon. I've come to like it.
Yeah. I feel like it's like illusion, but it's also intuition. I don't know. It's sort of a weird balance card for me. That's how I always feel, is like it's at once it's like the bouncing back of the sun's light, but it's also like its own beautiful, mysterious thing.
Wow. I always think of Reflections, and I sang the song Reflections when I was on my birthday, which was Pride, World Pride in New York.
Nice.
I sang Reflections in Marie's Crisis because I begged for it to be on, and I think a lot about, like, that was the moment where I really came out to myself as non-binary.
That is the queerest thing ever.
Yeah. I couldn't be gayer.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
But I love thinking about Mulan wiping off half of her face. Oh my God.
Well, yeah, I think to me the moon's a lot about, like, why also I feel that resistance to even reading tarot, right? It's about like looking deep within of the things that you're probably the most scared of to me. Yeah.
And then comes, I'm sorry.
Oh, I just said, wow.
And then comes the sun, card 19, which is such a weird number for the sun.
Yeah. Well, it's 1 and 9 is 0 again, right? Kind of.
Yeah. It's a 10. Yeah, the combination would be your person. You could have a sun. Actually, after like 1990 something, there's no more sun personality cards for a while.
What a dark thought.
Wow.
but also cool.
Yeah, and then I think in like the 1990s there was a period of high priestess or purpose cards that popped up and then will disappear again for another couple of years. Yeah,
That's so
fascinating.
Cool.
Yeah, there's cycles. I'm not as familiar. Mary Greer taught me this. I did not come up with this, but
Interesting.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I think of like it's hard because it's hard to think of one word. Like like the when you like step into the sun and you feel like the nutrients of it. That's what I think of.
Basking.
Yeah,
You're basking.
it's like, but it's also feeding you.
Ooh.
Like vitamin D.
I guess it's vitamin D. I'm currently very vitamin D deficient. I'm on like an extra dose of high
Oh no.
prescription, vitamin D right
Gotta
now.
get that vitamin D.
Because I live in New York and I don't go outside.
That's fair.
Insert dick joke here.
Oh,
I'll move on.
Yeah, I got to get that D once a week.
The sun. Yeah.
The sun. I feel like ambition.
Ooh.
It's like a very positive card, so I feel like ambition is a weird reading of it a little bit, but I always like it's got a little taste of that to me, which is like when you get the sun card, it's like it's all these good things and there's like that little taste of like what you want, you know?
Ooh, fruition.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know? And it's like it is inherently like because it's like here are all these good things coming at you, it's like it tells you what you want a little bit. And like you have to like reckon with your own like ambitions and wants and intuition and like and then like things coming to fruition is like the meaning of the card, but it's I don't know, like in terms of as a self-reflective tool, it's like it's also here you can have what you want, and then you have to like what's your reaction to that, you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
I love your readings.
Thanks.
They're so insightful and like really like paint you a picture.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, of course. The sun card came up as a challenge card for me in the recent reading, which is very interesting. I keep thinking of there's a egg bun where they crystallize sugar in the yolk and you rip it open and you just eat it and it's kind of crunchy and also really smooth. That's what I'm thinking of.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, I want that.
Have
I
you
love
never
those
had
egg
it? We'll bring you.
buns.
I will
Okay.
bring you and get you
Okay.
some.
I
Yeah,
heard-
absolutely.
Let me know. I will show up anywhere.
That sounds very good.
Judgment.
Oh.
Card 20.
Oh, yes. Judgment.
Law and Order.
Yeah.
With all of its Jerry Orbach glory.
Actually, that's why I hated this card. And then I read a description that was saying it's like your final like moment where you're like, oh my God, that's what I've been going through.
Yeah.
And so I want to say goodbye.
I was picturing a ledger, like a tally.
Yeah.
I also, on a more serious note, I love Law and Order. Bum. But also, like, I always think of judgment as not just being like judgment on something, but like your own judgment.
Yeah.
Like the double meaning of the word, like
Yeah.
your own ability to like look around and weigh things and like to know stuff.
Yeah. I think it's like, it's a lot to me. I think of like, not just karma, but also like taking stock and like responsibility for your actions, your choices, and how you respond to others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Owning yourself. Then.
Yeah.
The last card is the world. Oh my God, there's 2 more cards. I forgot the Fool. So I'll read them at the same time. The world is 21. The Fool is 0 or 22.
Cool.
The world.
Beyonce.
Yes. Okay, we're done.
Goodbye.
I think of like an ecosystem, like a biome, like everything working as it should, everything having a place,
Yeah. It's I also,
like a microcosm.
I always read the Fool as the 0.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought of the world as like the Fool going out into the world with everything that he learned through his journey, or they learned through their journey. It's like okay, the Fool has done all this stuff and now the world is there. And it's like, what do you do?
Yeah.
That's so. Again, let me type. I can transcribe your book for you. You just gotta go and talk.
Stop you.
She has a YouTube following.
Hey,
Got a built-in audience.
you're gonna learn the egg yolk.
Very minor.
You gotta learn how to make the egg yolk buns, and
It would
then
be my pleasure. Do you know who knows how to make them?
I made pork buns from scratch once. It was the most miserable experience. I am lucky I have a KitchenAid mixer someone gave me, because
nice.
if I didn't have it, I would have had to hand knead dough for over 20 minutes.
Wow.
And it's not fun. Yeah.
It's not fun.
But was it delicious?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. Yes.
It's like a metaphor for life. What's your word for the world?
the world, I just saw a picture of a woman's braid going all the way around the world.
Ooh.
So I keep
Whoa.
thinking of what's the bread that braids?
Challah?
Yeah, I love that bread. But that's,
Yeah.
I keep thinking about that because it's so full of air and also like levity. But also I've been thinking of the whale, as I mentioned before, becomes an ecosystem.
Right.
And then the fool, I think of me.
I think you're actually a really great like patron saint of the Fool, considering how much you are journeying forth and all like and putting your journey on display through your art and everything you're exploring. I could totally. Yeah.
It's such
Thank
like
you.
a risk-taking position, but it's also like a very good and like open place to be.
I love the Fool card. I think it's such a great card.
Yeah. I'm gonna say I also like the Fool as like the ending of the journey because it's also like that position of openness is in many ways like a very wise position. It's like you've gone through all this stuff and you can now it's like that proverb like the wise man knows that he knows nothing kind of thing.
Yes.
Like when you
That's
know to know the most is to know that you know nothing kind of thing. Like that's sort of the Fool at the end of the journey.
I love that.
Yeah,
That's all.
because the fool has the courage to do it again.
Yeah, and then he's going again.
Yeah.
Baby.
That is the bravest thing, right? Is to know, even though you've been hurt and been betrayed and had your heart broken in any way, like to love again, to go forth again, to try again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, shall we do a tarot reading?
Yes, let's
Sure.
do it.
So I brought a tarot deck that my friend Emma bought for me in Chile.
I'm in love with this tarot.
It's
Yeah, it's
so
such a cool
nice.
deck.
It only feature. I think it. Well, one of the issues is I have a language barrier with the creator, but I believe that it features trans people of color for the most part, and the artwork is gorgeous. It's like these hyper realistic photos that were created. I'm just gonna shuffle as we talk.
Yeah.
And the booklet is not defined descriptions, but rather poetry written by someone. I believe I don't want to misquote it, but I will say that the book or the tarot deck is called Tarot Trans El Ujijo. I can't say Uicio Final. El Uicio Final. And my partner is gonna make fun of me because he actually speaks Spanish. And it's made by Zeta Gonzalez. It's just like the best deck, and it's the first deck that was bought for me, and it's only Major Arcana, and it was brought to me while I was making my deck series, and I just found it funny because this is the first deck that I've willingly carried around with me. The other ones I brought around because I needed imagery to explain things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't know how you two like pulling. Do you have a preference?
No, however
do
the
it every
guest
which
wants
way,
to. Yeah. If
we vary it up.
we
Okay.
we changed
Do
it
you wanna
up.
pull or
What
do you
feels
want-
right in your heart?
I keep looking at this one.
Just do it.
Yeah,
just do it.
It's
We're very big into guts here.
ooh, oh my gosh. So this is, it's temperance. I didn't mean to say it like that. I love
All
temperance.
right. Well, hello,
Yeah.
Temperance.
Emily, you
Temperance.
got to confront it.
Well, we're holding so much right now, and then if you flip the deck when I stacked it, it's the Lover's card on the other side.
Oh, nice.
Well,
It's
what a
like,
world.
wow.
That's funny.
Well, it's a lovely card.
Yeah.
I love this imagery.
Oh my god, it's just like I can't even describe it. I wish.
Can we take a photo of it for our
Yes,
Instagram?
of
Is that
course,
cool?
please. The fabric, and I think the artist's Instagram is in here if you don't mind tagging.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But yeah,
Yeah, this is a
it's-
really cool card. It's my favorite Temperance that I've seen. Let's say that.
It's this beautiful,
You need to find the
like,
right one.
Yeah.
femme presenting person, like almost like a goddess type, standing in the front. They're draped in robes. They're holding.
They're pouring.
They're
right?
pouring water from these chalices. It looks like to these other two femme presenting women who are in like yellow dresses, looking to them like with
more like
this
kind of almost childlike figure.
Yeah,
Are those orchids in the picture?
I think so. And then there's
Yeah.
like a big yellow flower on top of the central goddess's head.
Yeah.
I'm calling them a goddess because that's what they look like.
I never
to
even
me.
realized that this isn't. I always thought that they were standing in front of water, but it's fabric.
It's fabric.
just blue fabric. Oh my god.
It's a really cool card. I mean, the art in this whole deck is super rad.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Mhm.
I don't know what to tell you.
Moderation, temperance, patience, harmony, fusion, good influence, confidence.
My
Just doing some
yeah.
Googling.
My temperance because I hated the word moderation, because I don't think that means anything. Because again, if it's coming right before the devil, I don't want to go in the devil with like a crazy amount of shame around. Because whenever people say moderation, it means that you're shaming something.
Yeah.
What if you like trusted your gut and just did what you wanted?
That's so
without
interesting.
causing chaos or harm to others, of course.
So if our audience, if our listeners want to,
oh
no,
I'm okay.
Bumped your ponytail.
Again, do the thing.
Thank you so much for being on the show. If our listeners want to, and they should, follow you and be in touch in some way that respects your boundaries, they can follow you on Instagram, right?
Yes.
It's just Lolo Sketches, all one word?
Yes, LOLO Sketches, that's plural. I
Instagram.
pretty much don't use any other social media anymore because I figured one is enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm a visual artist, so why would I be on anything else?
Yeah.
Makes
Well,
perfect
we
sense.
love, I love your art project. I think it's so cool the way that you're giving so much of yourself in your own journey, exploring that, but through the tarot and the major arcana and through your art and visual medium in a way, like, I think it's great. So everyone should follow you.
Yeah.
And anything else that you want to mention or plug before we wrap up?
Kate's been holding a microphone for 2.5 hours, which I'm thoroughly impressed by.
Thoroughly impressive.
I'm really hoping it's not like the whole
it's
time.
fine.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Also, I'm just really thankful to be here. I don't know how else to describe it. It feels like it was a long way coming. When I listened to your podcast, I felt like I was already there, and now it's strange
Now
to
you're here.
be here.
Yeah, it's our
and
pleasure. Thanks for being here.
Every time we hang out, which has only been a few times, honestly, but every time I do, I feel very full of heart. So
Me
it's been a
too.
wonderful pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Yay. And don't forget to follow us at Which Past Codcast. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Witchcast Podcast. You can email us if you want to at witchcastpodcast@gmail.com. And do not forget, please and thank you, to give us a little rating and a review on Apple Podcasts, if you don't mind, please.
It really helps us become more findable. That's not a word. More searchable, and helps others find us.
And also it makes us feel good.
Yeah, we really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
so
yes.
until next week.
Heck
yeah!
'Cause it's Witchcast.
I have this joke with Matt. I created the towns of New Jersey to be Pokemon. So there's Mawa, and then Watchung, and then Rahway, and then like there's the evolution. So like Mawa's the first evolution, and then like Rahway's the middle one, and then Watchung's the biggest evolution.
I'm never going to forget that.
I know. So every time we drive around New Jersey, and like me and his brother, like we always pass those signs, and I'm like Mawa, and they're like Rahway. Yeah.
Oh my God. What's the evolution of Hackensack?